All right, then let's go back to Iran. As you said, as you saw, and we saw in the war, Iranian young people, they came to the street. And then for a short time, there was a support all over the world for Iranian people. And I don't know, but sometimes, I'm sorry to say it, sometimes I think, like a human, like an Iranian American that worries about this problem, I think that all the people that they're asking me, you believe that America doesn't deal with this government? You believe that America, in the same time, that to have support and force the Iranian and all the hands of Iranian to this regime and in this Middle East, cut that and let the Iranian people get what they want. They're fighting for, as you saw, they said, we don't want Hamas, we don't want Lebanon, this is Iran, we're talking about Iran. Then we pull up and everybody shush, they don't talk, and they're killing Iranian. Even they're taking everybody, woman and man in the street. We have the pictures all over the world. And sometimes our great medias, American medias, because they don't want to show, in this is an excuse, they don't want to show how brutal they're killing our people, they're beating our Iranian young people, men and women. They don't talk about it. What's happening? And what Iranian people says, we loved American. And now America doesn't help us. And Europe, they don't want to do something with this government. And what we're going to end? And nobody helped. Iranian government cut all the internet. Iranian government put every woman and man in a stone, the woman, and kill the man and hang it, torture. And now all the people, every time the Iran comes to the picture, something happened in another place, and the Iranian government push it and put the fire more to that all the American and the Europe and free world, they don't think about Iran. Now everything is, as you said, Egypt, Libya, and other places, other countries. We know it. We know it. Sorry, we know it. If Iranian government was a government, peaceful government, not a terrorist government, maybe we didn't have anything in other small countries around. Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong at all. For whatever reason, for 6 American presidencies, dating from the time of Jimmy Carter all the way through the current President Obama, there has been, on the part of our administration, the idea that somehow they would find a way to deal with the Iranian regime. They would find a way to negotiate. They would find a way to get this regime to stop its nuclear weapons development programs, and they would find a way to come to terms with it. Of course, this is completely mistaken. You don't deal with an Islamic jihadist regime. You simply don't. And it was a real tragedy in the streets of Iran the summer of 2009 after the elections, when you saw the young people and really all people, old, young, men, women in between, on the streets, you know, protesting that their election had been fraudulently stolen from them, which all elections in Iran are, but this one was most egregious. And it was tragic to see how the United States administration withheld any statement of support, withheld genuine, tangible means of support from the people as they fought and died for their liberty. And it's not just in 2009. We can look even more recently, just a couple of days ago. The Iranian opposition group, the Mujahideen-e-Khalq, which has its city, Shahr Ashraf, or Camp Ashraf, located in Iraq, in northern Iraq, across the border from Iran. The United States pledged in 2004 to grant these people our military protection under the 4th Geneva Convention. And this was after a complete investigation of every one of the 3,000 or so inhabitants of that place. And they were given a clean bill of health, no connection to terrorism, no connection to crimes of any sort. We pledged them our protection. And what has happened? A few days ago, the cordon of American troops that surrounded Camp Ashraf was withdrawn. And immediately thereafter, within hours of the withdrawal of our troops, Iraqi troops came into the camp with tanks, armored vehicles. They ran people over. They killed them. They shot them. There are dozens dead and hundreds wounded. And for days now since the attack on completely unarmed individuals, Iranian people, the United States has said nothing, except we would like both sides to refrain from violence. Well, violence. The people of Ashraf have no weapons. It wasn't a clash. A clash is between two sides that fight. This was an unarmed civilian population that was assaulted by armored forces. So these kinds of atrocities are going on inside of Iran. These kinds of atrocities are going on against Iranian patriots on the outside of Iran, and nothing is done. It's very hard to understand how the American administration any longer can believe that by acquiescing, appeasing this regime, they can come to some sort of agreement over nuclear weapons or anything else. How they can still believe that is really difficult to understand.
I didn't want to say it, but you said everything. You know, sometimes the people that think, as you said it, why suddenly American has to pull out, and then immediately Iraqi army with the civilian that they don't have a gun or something, they have to attack them and kill them and roll over with the tank of the people body. And what American people think about their government, or what kind of policy we have. And we don't know that what mistakes that we made. Me, when I was not American, I was in Iran before. I remember, Miss Lopez, let me tell you something. I remember when English, British, they get out of Iran, oil company and everything, and American came. We opened our arms and we saw it how different was. English want to have everything in there. Even I was a child, I couldn't go to the club that we built it. It's on my ground. But when American came, we didn't feel anything that they are a stranger or something. I had boyfriends, girlfriends, everybody American, and they didn't look like me that in my country that, you know, you don't come here, you don't go there. And why? What the American did and government did and policymaker did so much mistake. Why Mr. President Carter thought the religion will make something better in the world? And I don't know. I have to give you the last word. I appreciate it. I hope that we talk to you more.
Well, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure to be with you today. And I would just say that I would wish that the American people would understand that the Iranian people are the most friendly, the most positive, and supportive of America of all populations in the Middle East, a very young, vibrant population in Iran. They support America and American ideals, and they want the kind of liberty and democracy that we have. It's only their regime, the regime in Tehran for the last 32 years, that oppresses them and keeps them from this dream. It is up to us. If we are going to be America, the leader of the free world, then we need to act like it. And we need to speak out in support of the Iranian people who are trying so desperately to fight for their liberty.
Ms. Lopez, it was a pleasure and an honor talking to you, and I hope that we talk to each other more.
Thank you.
Thanks. Goodbye. خانم آقایون، اجازه بدید که از شما خداحافظی کنم و امیدوارم توجه کنید و شما که برنامه ها رو میبینید که من که نمیدونم در این یه هفته دیگه کی شروع میشه، کی بسته میشه، کی خراب میشه و درست خواهد شد و امیدوارم از NITV حمایت کنید. NITV همونطوری که قبلا بود در این زمان خاص در خدمت ملت ایران و دموکراسی و آزادی برای تمام ملت ایرانه. امیدوارم NITV رو همراهی کنید و کمک کنید که تنها نمونه و شما رو به خدای بزرگ میسپارم تا فردا. درود بر شما. زنده باد ایران، زنده باد آزاد. Christian. I am Muslim. I'm Jewish. I'm Baha'i. I'm Buddhist. I'm Zoroastrian. I'm black. I'm yellow.